things that you can kind of touch and smell, and I wish you guys could smell this in the kitchen this morning. Lucy Greer from Greer's Market and Catering here to make a very special dip, hot Conecuh and black-eyed pea dip. And I'll just tell you, Lucy, people are already raving here in the studio about this, the way it smells, saying they cannot wait to get some.
Good. This is perfect football tailgating dip. As we all know, football started last weekend, and so everybody has, kind of like Thanksgiving, you know, everybody has those dips that they like to make and dishes that they like to make while they're watching the game or tailgating. So this is just a different idea so that you can take to your party, and it's a cinch to put together. Like we talked about last time, I think everything I make, I try to make where everybody at home can go out and feel like they can do it. Sometimes if a recipe becomes too cumbersome, people kind of shy away from it. And we don't want anybody to be scared of the kitchen. We want everybody to have fun and get involved in it.
And make things that taste good at the same time.
Yes,
that's what it's all about.
And you don't have to have a lot of ingredients to make stuff taste good, especially if you're using Conecuh, which is, of course, a favorite of ours here in Alabama.
In the South, yeah. Now, the oven is preheated to 375. That's the first thing we want to do. And now, Conecuh?
Now, we just have half a pound, which is half of a package of Conecuh. I'm using the hickory one, which is the longer, skinnier one. And there's also one that's spicy, there's one that's Cajun, and then, of course, the original one. So any one that you would like to use. And I just cut up half a pound into little pieces. And I have a skillet over medium-high heat, so we're going to let that brown up. It'll take about 6-7 minutes, and then we're going to remove that and let it drain on a paper towel. And after we do that, we'll add our onion and 3 cloves of garlic and 1 jalapeno.
It smelled good before. Now it's just like, oh my gosh. If my stomach starts growling, I apologize in advance because this smells fabulous.
And this recipe is great to make ahead. You could put it all together the day before the game or your party and then just slip it in the oven right before you go.
And of course, all of this you can get at any Greer's in the whole area. You guys started in, what, 1916? The first Greer's?
1916.
Family owned and operated.
Yes.
And you guys were downtown. Now you have stores all over the area.
Yep, 31 stores across Mobile. Of course, this is where we're from, Mobile, and Alabama, Mississippi, and we have 3 in Florida. So, so we're thrilled to be able to share some family recipes with everybody, and it's fun. And now I've had 2 cans of black-eyed peas. I just drain these off, and I put them in a bowl, and I'm just using a fork and mashing them up. We want to leave a little bit of texture of the pea in there, but you want to, you know, give a little smash to it. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but it takes a few minutes, and this would be great if you had a little one in the kitchen with you. This would be a great job for them.
I was going to say, do we want to stir this?
Yeah, and of course stirring, you know, that's an easy thing for kids to do. Mom or dad can do the chopping, and kids can do the stirring, you know, grab a stool and let them participate.
Oh yeah, I loved doing that with my mama when I was little. So
I know.
That's what we'll do now. And then do we want to go ahead and add the onions and jalapeno and garlic, or do we want to wait a little while?
We're going to wait a little while. We'll take that out. As you can see, it doesn't take long, just a few minutes, and we're getting it to be nice and brown. So after that goes a couple more minutes, I will take that out, let it drain, and then add our vegetables.
The smells, oh my gosh, so good. The recipe is on our website, fox10tv.com, on our Studio 10 page, so you can make this at home if you want to make it for a snack for the kids when they get home from school, or if you want to make it for one of your tailgate parties, make sure you go to our website and get the recipe.
Back in our Studio 10 kitchen with Lucy Greer from Greer's Market and Catering, cooking with one of my favorite things of all time, which is Conecuh sausage from right here in Alabama. Love it. Is this the first recipe you've done on our show with Conecuh? I don't think.
I can't believe it could be, but
maybe. Did you mix it in one of your burgers one time or something?
Maybe. I made a pasta salad. We have a great recipe on Greers.com and y'all's website too for Conecuh pasta salad, which you can't beat either.
What I think we should do, and I'm just spitballing here, is we should have a Conecuh week on Studio 10 where every dish involves Conecuh.
That would be a good one. Maybe the Conecuh people could come down here.
Hey,
visit.
We're working on it right now. All right, we got to move on. Back to what we're doing here.
Okay, so we have gotten started on our dip. I cooked half a pound of Conecuh. I just cut it up into small pieces over medium-high heat and just browned that up, and now I have it draining on a paper towel. And I'm going to add to the same skillet one cup of Vidalia onion chopped small, and 1 jalapeno and 3 cloves of garlic. And so we will just kind of let that sweat out for a few minutes just to get everything softened up. And also, I got to work on our black-eyed peas. I took 2 cans of black-eyed peas and I drained them, and I put them in here and just used a fork and just kind of mashed them up. You want to leave a little bit of texture, but you want it to be somewhat smooth too. So that just takes a few minutes, and we mentioned that that'd be a great job if you have little ones in the kitchen for them.
Good. All right.
And also to that, we are going to add half a cup of roasted red peppers. I just diced these up. So that's going to give us a little color and a little bit of sweetness, not too much, but to counteract some of that jalapeno and the hot sauce that we're going to add.
Probably adding some boom boom pow to those black-eyed peas. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
This is the second day in a row Chastity has been making fun of my jokes and stuff while I'm in the kitchen set.
Sing it.
I got that boom boom pow.
You have to explain.
All right, sorry about that, Lucy.
That's okay. That's
we can get back on track here.
I didn't know that this recipe was going to cause Joe to go a little nuts. Okay, so I added 2 teaspoons of hot sauce.
At least I'm not talking about my humps.
Exactly.
Commercial cut. I'm just kidding. And then we're going to add half a cup of sour cream.
Which is another black-eyed peas song for the viewers at home who are unaware of what's happening right now.
I think the viewers were unaware too that you're such a big Black Eyed Pea fan.
Yeah. Put them on in my house and just have dance parties by myself.
And then we're going to add half of our cheese. We're going to top the dip with half the cheese, and we're going to put half in here. So we're just going to mix everything together, and once these onions and jalapeno and garlic get soft, we'll add the Conecuh in this, and then we'll be ready to bake.
All right, let's get it started. This looks fergalicious. Done in our kitchen set. I have completely ruined Lucy's cooking segment for today. That's all right, because we have the third and final one coming up. Throwing it back over to the ladies for weather. Back in our kitchen with Lucy Greer, working on hot Conecuh and black-eyed pea dip. Looks so good. Where are we at in the process, Lucy?
We are almost finished. What we have done is sauteed a half a pound of Conecuh. I took that out. I drained it on some paper towels. And then in the same skillet, I cooked the 1 cup of Vidalia onion, the chopped jalapeno, and 3 cloves of garlic. And I let those vegetables soften up, and then I just added the Conecuh back to that. And that's cooled down a little bit. And then in this bowl, we took 2 cans of black-eyed peas, and we drained those. And we just mashed them up with a fork, and we added a half a cup of roasted red peppers that I chopped up. And then I added half a cup of sour cream, 2 teaspoons of hot sauce, a little bit of salt and pepper, and half of our cheddar cheese, which is 1 cup.
Last time you were here, we talked about Labor Day, of course, and Labor Day being here, and some specials you can pick up at the Greers. This today focusing more on football. We had the college football season kickoff last Saturday, but all season long you can pick up fantastic stuff at Greers that make things like this and other stuff.
Yes, definitely. You can find our ads every week on Greers.com. You just go there and pick the ads and stores tab, and then you can just go and find whichever location you would like to shop at and see all the specials going on. We are always big on tailgating and football season. Our family is divided, Alabama and Auburn fans, so that is always fun to go back and forth. So I have just sprayed a baking dish with some nonstick cooking spray, and all we're going to do is just get this mixed up. And we're going to top it with the remaining cup of our cheddar cheese, and this is going to bake in the oven at 375 for about 35 minutes. And you can serve it with crackers, chips, Fritos, whatever you want to serve it with. And like I mentioned before, this is great. You could get it to this stage and then put it in the refrigerator and then just bake it off before you're going to your party or whatever you're doing.
And you mentioned all of your locations that you have, but one other thing that you're doing, which is kind of new within the last year or so, is these Greer's Cash Savers as well. Tell the folks at home what that is all about.
Yeah, the Greer's Cash Saver, this concept has been around for a while, and we at Greer's just started experimenting with it. It's a cost plus 10% store, and what makes our stores different is that it's still full variety. It's not necessarily a discount store. The prices are lower. What you see on the shelf is the cost that it takes to get from the manufacturer to the shelf, and then once you get up to the register, you add just 10%. But we still have our Black Angus beef in our markets, all natural pork and chicken back there. We have our Pick 5 program, and produce, we have #1 produce, and like I said, it's still a full variety store. We have national brands plus our 2 private labels, which are Best Choice and Always Save. So you get more for your money. We're trying to be competitive with the dollar stores. Everybody's selling groceries these days. So if you are in an area with one of our Greer's Cash Savers, please check it out.
Yeah, and you definitely want to try to shop local if you can, and you can do so simply by going to Greer's, and there's a good cash saving option for you. All right, so you spread that all out. Now, about how long did you say that goes in there for?
About 35 minutes, just until it's nice and bubbly, and then it will be ready to eat.
All right, ready to eat and ready for game day as well, which everybody is excited about. Football season's here. Speaking of which, tomorrow on the program, if you tune in, head coach Joey Jones from South Alabama will be joining us, so look forward to that. Lucy, thank you so much for joining us today. You may want to have some of that for the South game this Saturday. Cherish.